All right, everybody, welcome to another episode. I am so pumped for this one.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, because today we are not breaking down like an existing podcast
Right.
like we normally do. We're going to be like architects, like podcast architects.
I like that.
Yeah. So like today we're going to be designing a podcast for, our listeners, English learners.
It's kind of meta, isn't it?
It is totally meta.
Podcast about making a podcast.
English learners. Yes.
I love it.
I know. I'm excited about it.
But that's pretty broad, right? English learner. I mean, you've got all different kinds of English learners out there.
Oh my gosh. So many.
People who are just starting out.
Yeah.
People who are studying for big exams.
Yeah.
Business English. English for medical professionals.
Oh, there's so many different types of, English learners.
So I think it would help to kind of narrow down
Definitely.
who exactly are we making this podcast for.
Okay, yeah, so who should we make it for?
Well, I was thinking that we can make it for the intermediate learner.
Okay.
Because, they've kind of got the basics down,
Right.
but they still need help with fluency
Okay.
and idioms
Yeah.
and, all those little cultural references that make English so tricky.
Yeah, totally. And like, I feel like that's kind of, I don't know if this makes sense, but it's like the awkward teenage years of like learning English.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you're not a beginner,
Uh-huh.
you're not like totally fluent,
Yeah.
but you're somewhere in between. And I feel like podcasts could really, absolutely.
Help at that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, even just listening to this podcast, as an English learner, I think you would pick up on new words, new phrases.
Totally. And it's like you're learning passively.
Exactly.
You're just kind of absorbing it naturally,
Yes.
which I think is really cool.
Yeah. Passively learning.
Yeah. And for the intermediate learner, it's not just about the vocabulary.
Okay.
It's about like the music of English,
What do you mean?
the rhythm, the intonation, even like picking up different accents.
Right.
It's something that you just can't get from a textbook.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sold. Podcasts are amazing for intermediate English learners.
Yes.
But we need a concept.
Yes, we do. Okay. So I was thinking we could do like a true crime podcast.
Right?
But we gear it towards English learners.
Interesting.
So we break down like
Okay.
vocabulary, grammar, maybe even like legal jargon.
I mean, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But sourcing those stories,
Yeah.
finding ones that are public domain,
Right.
that are also interesting to English learners,
Yeah, that's true.
that's going to be tough.
It's a very niche
It is.
genre. Yeah. Okay, what if we did like an interview style
Okay.
podcast where we interview like
Yeah.
non-native English speakers
Okay.
who have like just rocked their English learning journey?
I love that.
Yeah.
Because think about it from the learner's perspective.
Okay.
They're hearing from someone who's been in their shoes.
Right, who's been there.
The struggles.
Yes.
The aha moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
The victories.
Yeah, and how they did it.
Exactly.
And then they can learn from that.
Yes, and we can break down their language.
Yeah.
Highlight their techniques, their
Tips
tips.
and tricks. Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's like real world learning,
Yes, exactly.
which is what we want.
Which is what we want.
Yeah.
Okay, but we also want to make it fun,
Of course.
engaging. We want people like,
Right.
to be excited to listen to this.
So we need to make it clear.
Okay.
We need to make it concise.
Concise.
Define the vocabulary.
That's a good idea. Like target vocabulary.
Yes. For each episode,
Okay.
we could even offer transcripts
Oh, that's a good idea.
and quizzes.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that for people who want to go deeper. Yes, I love that idea.
Yeah.
Okay, but we still need that that special something.
Right. That X factor.
Yes, we need to make it funny.
Yes. Humor.
Humor is key.
It's key.
Humor, maybe some personal anecdotes, right?
Yes.
That people can relate to.
Relatable anecdotes.
Yeah, and maybe even
Keep it spicy.
a little bit of suspense.
Yes.
Okay, I like where your head's at with this.
All right.
Okay, so basically what we've got here is we're going to have an interview-style podcast
Yeah.
where we talk to successful English learners who are going to share their stories,
Their tips, their tricks.
tips and tricks, and we are going to break down the language
Yes.
and make it super fun and engaging.
And I want to throw it back to the listeners.
Yes.
What kind of guests would you like to hear from?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What kind of stories would inspire you on your language learning journey?
Yeah, because you never know. Maybe you'll be the one
Yes.
on our podcast one day
I love it.
sharing your story.
That's a wrap.
Amazing. All right, well, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.